Assalamu alaikum, dear friends, how are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, look, today one thing which almost each one of us is feeling that maybe I'm not leading a happy life. My life is not very satisfactory and I don't feel that good. Although there are people who are feeling good, leading a satisfied life, but maybe there are a lot of people, in the eyes of some, it is the overwhelming majority of the people, they are not satisfied with their life. They think that their life is not the way it should have been. So dear friends and fellows, what is wrong here? Maybe our attitudes are not right. So, for that reason, we are unable to lead a happy life, unable to lead a satisfied life. So, my dear friends and fellows, we need to understand that what are the reasons behind it. How can we make it a more satisfactory life? So, dear friends and fellows, we have made it a topic of our discussion today, and after a very careful consideration, after consulting the right sort of sources, we have come to a conclusion that there are certain things which needs to be adopted, which needs to be corrected, and these certain things are nine in number. So let's look upon the nine of these things which can make our life a much better one, and each one of these is equally important. Now let's look upon the each one of these nine things. First of all, it is embrace mindfulness, meditation, focusing on the present moment. That is so much important. More than one thing, more than one thing in the mind leads to stress and feelings of overwhelmed, not to regret about the past or worry about the future. That is all which we can do by mindfulness, by meditation. Mindfulness is a state of mind achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, one's thoughts, bodily sensations without judgment. So, dear friends and fellows, that is that is the mindfulness, and of course the meditation, focusing on one's breathe and breaths, and not to wander either in the past or in the future, not even about the surrounding. As for the mindfulness is concerned, we can look upon, we can think upon, we can feel the surrounding. But as for the meditation is concerned, that is, we need to focus on our breaths. Although I'm not going into the very technical details about the mindfulness and the meditation, but like for a layman like me, like most of the people in the society, I think that is what we need to do about the mindfulness, the meditation. Now, the second thing is savor the small moments. Savor the small moments. We today, most of us, we are focused upon the bigger achievements, the bigger successes. But my dear friends and fellows, if at all we do stay focused upon if at all we do focused upon the bigger achievement, the bigger success, then it does happen rarely. It does not happen frequently at all. So, my dear friends and fellows, it means that we will be able to become happy and satisfied only after the struggle of several years. It does not mean that we have no right or we shouldn't be working for the longer time, the bigger time success. That is not what I mean. But at the same time, if at all we are struggling for the bigger success, I think we should be savoring the small moment, because it's in this way we can enjoy the whole of our life, and in this way we can enjoy, we can be happy, we can feel good on the daily basis, which is our right, which is our right actually, and that is only possible if at all we are able to savor the small moments. Now the third is practice gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. There are two attitudes mostly. One is the criticism, the complaints, and the negativity, finding the faults only, focusing and concentrating upon the faults in the bad only, and being a cynic. I think that is not a good attitude, because it does not allow us to lead a happy life at all. So, what is needed here is, my dear friends and fellows, what is needed here is that we need to do, that we need to be grateful, and we need to be grateful for all the things which we are using, which we were taking earlier for granted. We should not be we should not take it for granted at all. We should not take it for granted at all, because if at all we do take it for granted, it means that we will never be able to enjoy the life. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think nothing should be taken for granted, no matter how small, how trivial something is. We need to become grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to become grateful to our parents. We need to become grateful to all the people who have contributed, even very small, for the sake of our happiness, for the sake of our betterment. Even we need to become grateful to those people who have avoided doing the bad things with us. I think it is the gratitude. Be grateful for everything else which we are enjoying, which we are using, not to take even anything for granted at all. If at all, we should make it a habit that I'm going to think about the three things or the five things which are making my life beautiful, and I need to look upon, we need to look upon all of those things, that these things are actually beautifying my life, and I am grateful that I have this thing. So that is actually, that is the, being grateful. Practice gratitude daily. Now the fourth is simplify your life. Simplification of your life. The more artificial we are, the more complications there are in the life, the more difficult it will become. How the things become complicated, by the way, once we are relying, once we want to have too much, once we want to possess too much, it actually means that the life is a complicated one, that the life is not a simple one. So, my dear friends and fellows, I think that we need to simplify our life. That is very, very important. The lesser the better, the lesser the better, the simpler the better. We need to declutter it, and we need to declutter our life. We need to avoid the unnecessary things. We need to avoid the things which does not satisfy us, or which are not according to our own values, which does not align with our values, with our core values. So I think that that is very important, that we need to simplify our life. And the simpler, though, look upon the life of those people who are actually leading a simple life by their own choice, not by any compulsion. If at all a person is leading a simple life, but it is their compulsion, not their choice, so they might not be a satisfied person at all. But if at all we look upon the life of those people who have chosen simplicity, by choice, so I think they are leading a satisfied and a happy life. So that is actually the simplifying your life. Now the fifth is get moving. Get moving. So we need to get moving. That is mean the physical activity, the physical exercises, the good amount of walk, at least 30 to 40 minutes, from 30 to 60 minutes on a daily basis. I think that we need to keep moving. We need to get moving. We need to move our body. We need to move our muscles, our joints, so that it become healthy one. So my dear friends and fellows, that is get moving. Now the sixth is Connect daily, connect deeply with others, connecting deeply with others. That is good, that is important. Connecting deeply with others is important. Connecting deeply with others is important. So, my dear friends and fellows, be meaningful relationship, not a superficial one. So, my dear friend, that what are the basis of a meaningful relationship? It is the honesty, it is the mutual respect, and it is the empathy. Mean we need to feel the pain of another person. We need to put ourselves into the shoes of another person, and this is the only way that we can, my dear friends and fellows, we can establish a meaningful relationship. Are very, very important people. Mutual respect on the one hand, and then of course empathy on the other hand. So that is, number 6 out of the 9, connect deeply with others. Number 7 is listen to your inner self. Listening to our inner self means we are always trying to understand better the other people. We are always trying to understand better the other people, and it is good one. I'm not saying that it is bad. It is good. It is necessary for ourselves, for them. So, my dear friends and fellows, at the same time, it is equally important, or even 20 times, 10 times, 20 times more important, that we do understand ourselves, understanding our thoughts, understanding our feeling, understanding our weaknesses, understanding our strength, understanding that what kind of threats I might come across because of my weaknesses. So I need to improve and I need to rectify my weaknesses. So at the same time, I need to identify what are my merits, what are my strengths, and I need to consolidate it. I need to know what kind of opportunities I may get, what kind of opportunities will be available to me, and I need to find and explore those opportunities on the basis of my talents, my capabilities, my strengths. So, dear friends and fellows, this is the seventh, and the eighth is cultivate mindfulness in daily activities. Mindfulness in the daily activities. What does happen that once we are doing the smaller thing, we are seen on autopilot. We are seen on autopilot. We shouldn't be on autopilot at all. We need to understand. We need to be conscious. We need to understand whatever smaller things I'm trying to do. I should be very careful, very cautious. I should be very understanding, and I need to pay attention while I'm doing that particular work. I need to pay attention. I need to pay attention to whatever I'm trying to do. Even if at all I'm eating, I'm taking shower, whatever I'm doing, whatever smaller activity I'm doing, I need to pay attention to it. I need to keep my attention toward this thing, and that is mindfulness toward the daily routines, chores, and dear friends and fellows. That is while performing any sort of ritual, I need to be mindful. I need to develop the mindfulness toward those. And the ninth and the last is be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you have a bad day. Treat yourself with compassion and understanding. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to have the off days. Give yourself space to learn, to grow, and embrace each moment of your life with all its ups and downs. There are ups and downs in the life. Life is not all every time okay, every time good. There are ups and downs in the life. There are good moments, there are bad moments, there are successes, there are failures, and we need to understand this thing, my dear friends and fellows. So that is these are the nine things which I need to understand, you need to understand, if at all we want to lead a happy life, we want to lead a meaningful life. So the nine of these things, actually, each and everything out of these nine things are really, really important, because it can contribute a lot in making ourselves, in keeping ourselves as a happy person. That's all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.